All right, fine. Hey everybody, it's Tyler. I'm out here at the day use area over by Wakena Falls. I'm guessing you're probably having a pretty tough time hearing me, and that's why I'm going to start this gear video off with something on the front of my pack, which is going to help me when I can't really hear myself that well. And that is my Tascam DR05X, which is going to help me record all audio, and I'm going to have it in this bag. And additionally, in my fanny pack here, I'm going to be carrying external microphone. So for times like this, when it's a little difficult to hear, you'll be able to tell how much of a difference this makes. We have record on. Yeah, if I do that, it's off. You can hear me. All right. And now we have it figured out. Let me put that back in there. Mic myself up a little bit. Now I can talk a little more normally in this gear video because I am recording my audio, which looks pretty good. All right, so this is a gear video for my Pacific Crest Trail through hike in 2021. This is everything that I'm going to be carrying, including I've got some food in here, probably about 3 or 4 days worth of food, but otherwise the only things that I'm missing, which I'll show you a little later, are my micro spikes and my bear canister, and potentially a pair of gloves that I might bring if I decide that I need that. We'll see. For the most part, on my feet, I'm going to be wearing Hoka Speed Goat 4s, trail running shoes. I really love Hokas. I do a lot of running. Hokas are my favorite shoes to run in, and they're just really comfortable, really thick, a lot of cushion. I don't really like zero drop shoes. That's why I'm not a fan of Ultras. And so, yeah, I'm going with the Hokas. Really excited for them. They're pretty, I was in the Southern Oregon coast this past weekend at the dunes, and was going through a lot of sand, and wasn't getting any sand in the sides of these or over top. So I'm really excited. And another thing that's going to keep the sand out are my Dirty Girl Gators. Nothing too exciting about those, just standard. I like wearing Gators just to keep the rocks out. And then I will be using my Black Diamond Ergo Cork trekking poles. I've had these for a few years, really like them. I like the cork handle. And yeah, they'll also help with the setup of my tent, which stands via a trekking pole. So I'll show you that a little bit later when I open up my pack. All right, we'll move this stuff back since we've gone through it. All right, now, first off on top here, we've got, in case I want to sit down or anything, it's my Z-Lite sit pad. And I'll also use this in my sleep system as a little bit of extra cushion between my body and the ground. Not like it's really going to be that big of a difference. I've got two 1.5 liter water bottles. I like to carry 1.5 liter bottles just because they are larger. I know it's a little heavier, but I'd rather have more capacity than less capacity. So yeah, I'm carrying 3. I've been training a lot, doing a lot of my training hikes with 3 liters. So I'm pretty used to a lot, like my pack weighing quite a bit. So yeah, water. All right, so next we're going to go through the front of the pack here and talk about my glasses. I've got these glasses. I need glasses. I'm not going to carry contacts because I don't want to deal with the contact solution and just general uncleanliness of my body, and sticking my finger in my eyeball doesn't seem like a great idea. So I am bringing glasses. I did get prescription sunglasses just for this. And I'm going to have a microfiber cloth keep it all in here. And I've got a croaky that I haven't decided whether I'm going to leave it on my regular glasses and keep these kind of down in case I need to, go in anywhere quickly where it's dark and see, or if I'm going to put the croakies on my sunglasses. I still have to, I don't know, it'll be a game time decision. The bummer with the sunglasses is they have this rubber tip, and it takes forever to slide the croaky on and off. So that's kind of a bummer. But yeah, I'm excited about these polarized sunglasses. I've never had prescription polarized sunglasses before, so love them so far. Can't wait to use them on the trail. Let's move on. All right, next up, so we'll stay on the theme of sun protection. It's some sunscreen. Picked this up at REI. I mean, sunscreen is sunscreen, got to use it. But I like this one because it's in a metal tin as opposed to some kind of plastic squeeze tube. I'm hoping in the desert, this is like a cream. I'm hoping it doesn't melt. I feel like it might melt due to the heat. It doesn't, I guess I haven't read the fine print, but I hope it doesn't melt in the heat. But gotta protect your face. And then next up, most important is my, next up, the most important piece of gear, my poop system. A lot of people don't talk about what they carry, and they just kind of are like, this is it, and show it and throw it away. This is my trowel. It's a Deuce number 2. I lost my other one. This is a brand new one. I've got a plethora of soft, wipeable tissue paper, toilet paper, a separate bag to keep my dirty toilet paper in, to pack out, leave no trace. And hopefully I won't have that dirty of toilet paper because I am bringing the Culo Clean, which is a backcountry bidet. I use a bidet in everyday life anyway, so it's not going to be that much of a departure for me. I have used it a few times to wash myself, and it's done pretty well. The thing that I'm going to have to get used to is kind of waiting for my butt to dry, because I'm going to have a wet butt after I bidet. And I'd rather let it air dry naturally than, have a lot of wet toilet paper that I'm carrying around. Or dirty toilet paper, overly dirty toilet paper that I'd be carrying around. So, yeah, bidet. Ask me more questions if you want to know about pooping. I poop every day, at least. All right. Next in the pack, we'll go with the water system. I have a lot of different little bags that I like to keep things in. It adds, 60, 70 grams total throughout my pack, and I don't really care. I like to keep things more compartmentalized and like things together. So I've got all of my water filtration items in this little stuff sack. I've got my Sawyer squeeze, my knock, dirty water bag. This also can be used as an additional carry if I need to expand my capacity for water carry. So this is a 2-liter bag, so I'll be able to carry up to 5 liters of water. I think that'll be more than enough, but I am pretty nervous since I'm starting in mid-May, so we'll see how it goes. In addition to these 2 essential items, I'm bringing this connector so I can easily backflush my Sawyer. I don't like I know that a lot of people like the sport cap to backflush the Sawyer. I just don't like the sport cap on my actual water bottles. I find that it doesn't stay down very well, and it tends to pop open frequently, and I strongly dislike that. So I just like to have the solid seal of a cap. and then have this blue coupler that just I can easily squeeze and back flush very simply. Additionally, I'm going to be carrying, I have 5 extra of these O-rings that live inside of the Sawyer. I'm sure I'll lose one. I'm sure I'll lose 2. I'm sure someone else that I'm hiking around will lose one. So I'm happy to carry 5. I'm going to carry a ton. You know, I don't want to go without water. I'm also going to carry an emergency supply of Aqua Mira. But this will be my main water filtration system. So, you know, I want to make sure that this stays as solidly working as possible. So, moving on. Still in the front pocket here, we've got my Toiletries bag. It's just this REI towel bag that I've repurposed. We'll start with mini pair of fabric scissors. Really great for doing anything from cutting open a backpacker's pantry to cutting some Leuco tape. Speaking of Leuco tape, I've got, I can't even remember how many times I wrapped it around, but this is kind of my first aid-ish kit here. It's in a Noon water flavor tablet container, but I wrapped some Leuco tape around that, and then inside, as one falls out, I've got some allergy pills and some ibuprofen and some Tums in case, you know, I have any indigestion or if I, need some vitamin I. I can grab it right here. I don't want to be taking too much though. So next in here we've got my lighter, essential for my stove, which I'll show you later when I open up my bag. But I want to have my lighter out and at hand in case I need it. Toothbrush. This is a gum portable toothbrush. I've used it for a while. I might get a new one before I start, but it's really light. I like that it has the closing case and it kind of dries. And I don't just want a loose toothbrush. Putting that in my mouth doesn't seem like fun. And with that toothbrush, I'll be using these toothpaste tablets, which, are fine. They have a kind of a sugary taste that I don't really like, but gotta brush your teeth. And then I've got some floss because have to floss. And lastly, I've got a little Swiss Army knife, mostly for the tweezers, because I'm sure I will be tweezing a lot. But these also have a knife and a small pair of scissors. I just like the pink scissors a little more, but I still want to have the tweezers on these. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see if I lose it. I don't know. Lastly, in the front here are my tent stakes, which I'm going to set aside and talk about when I talk about the rest of my tent. So I'll put those here. And then we've got the hand sanitizer here on the front, which will always be at the ready. Yeah, can't go anywhere without this, especially now. So I'll have plenty of refills in my resupply boxes, so I won't be without hand sanitizer. We'll turn it around now and talk about what are in some of these front pockets. I had my Tascam recorder in the front of this pocket, and that's just always going to live here, so I can easily pull it out. And if I'm by a waterfall or in some birds, or if I am talking to somebody and I want to quickly record, very easy, very accessible. In the top here, I'm going to have my Garmin Inreach Mini without the extra hanging tag thing. I like this pack, and I'll talk about this pack when I'm completely done. But I especially like this pack because it's got this mesh in upper here that the Garmin can actually send signal through. So I can actually put it in here and completely snap this close and not have to worry about my Garmin falling out or anything. And while it's on my back with the straps on, the antenna basically points straight up. So don't have to worry about my Garmin bumping around, knocking around, hitting on my pack, on my shoulder. like making noise. That's annoying. So great to have it right up here, and need to have it so that people know where I am, which is very important. Up here, I'm gonna have my cash and my ID, and that's just another one of those. Real quick, in and out. Put the big bills out on the front, and next we'll move down here, which I'll have my bandana. I want to carry a bandana. I have a lot of mucus in my body, and so I need to expel it frequently. So that will be, a combination of snot rockets and then, wiping. Fortunately, when I start, I won't have as much facial hair because that definitely leads to a lot more mucus buildup in terms of on my face. But I am going to carry a bandana just for general cleanup. Next, in this front pocket as well with the bandana are my outdoor research sun gloves. I just want to keep my skin out of the sun as much as possible, especially in the desert. So sun gloves, very important. And then down here, I'm going to be carrying my bug net. It's the Sea to Summit bug net, pretty standard. I'm going to carry it the whole time just because, I never know when I'm going to run into bugs, although bugs generally don't bother me that much. Mosquitoes tend to stay away, and I'll have a tick crawling on me every now and then, but I don't know the last time I had one attach. So, I'm not too worried about it, but I'm going to carry the bug net regardless, just in case. Down here at the front, easily accessible headlamp. This is a night core. I'll have the model number up. I can't remember. With a modified headband, so it's ultra light. I like this one because it's rechargeable with USB micro USB, and it also has a red light and a white light with varying degrees of intensity. So yeah, it's just all around great. Super light. Can't wait to use it while I'm night hiking, while it's hot as during the day. And yeah, speaking of, I'll need some chapstick for my lips. I'm sure I will. I don't normally get chapped lips, but I'm sure with the lack of water and the walking in the desert and everything, my lips are going to get a little chapped, so it's just good to have this around, hoping that this also does not melt. Probably will melt, and I won't have any more chapstick. So that's everything that's in my shoulder straps. This is my sleep pad. It straps to the back of this pack as kind of a back support. I really like it. This is a Nemo switchback that I've cut down to 6 panels. And again, it's all part of this sleep system, pad system that I'll show you a little later. But I really like having this pressing against my back all the time between me and my pack, in case I have anything weird that's sticking in a certain way. Having the pad on my back and having that layer between really helps. Just in general comfort. It also is nice to have something flat. I know a lot of the time when with other backpacks I've had, they do tend to they're like cylinders. So you kind of have you're carrying like a weird cylinder on your back. This kind of helps press the pack more firmly and solidly into your back, which I really like. And again, I'm going to talk about how much I really like this pack later at the end. I just want to clear it out and then talk about all the specs. So on the bottom, we've got storage for snacks for the day if I want. And then also I'm going to be carrying... Hold on, train's going by. All right, and the train is gone. So down here in this bottom pocket, I'm gonna be carrying like my snacks for the day, my Cliff Bars, anything that I wanna have handy throughout the day. I'll just stuff down here really simply, put all my trash down here as well. And then I'm gonna be carrying a paper map all the time. I just like having a paper map. I'm gonna have plenty of map apps on my phone as well. But there's just something about looking at the paper map at night in the tent and thinking about where I'm gonna be going the next day that, I really like maps. So I can just stare at a map for a few hours. It'll give me something to do. It'll give me something to read out on trail. And it doesn't really weigh that much. So I'm not too worried about it. Let me keep that out since I went through it. All right, so that is everything that is on the exterior of this pack. Let's go ahead and open it up. All right, so standard roll top, roll down. I like this one because it has these snaps here, so I snap it close like that, and then I do another snap, and then that kind of gives me a nice base to work on the roll down. I've had other ones that were more of the like cinchy one, which I have a few bags like that, which I didn't really like as much. I like that this one doesn't have like the straps that zip in or that lock in. I don't really know how to explain it. Top of my pack is my Z-Pack's Poncho. It doubles as a tent footprint if I wanted it, but I think mostly I'll just be using it as a poncho. I like that it covers both me and my pack, and really when I wear it, only my arms get a little wet, but most of me stays dry, and I wear shorts, so my pants aren't going to get wet, and if I'm walking, and it keeps me pretty cool. I don't look cool, but I feel cool in it because the wind's blowing through and I don't get so sweaty and hot as I did in other rain gear. So that's my solution, hoping not to get rained on too much on the PCT, but we'll see. Got to be prepared for everything. Next I'll pull out, I've got my Z-Pack's food bag, and we'll go through exactly what is in that right now. It's a standard large Z-Pack's food bag. And inside, the things that are going to stay consistent, I'll show. I've got this Hydra Pack, really lightweight cup that will be helpful in eating my lunches, and in general, just like trail magic, be able to take drinks in here. Great for when at Trail Magic, I don't want to use plastic. I don't want to use single-use plastic cups. I'll be able to get stuff in this, so that's great. Just trying to reduce as much as possible, and this thing really doesn't weigh that much and squishes down really nicely. I got this at my when I did the ultra marathon in Bear Mountain, the North Face Endurance Challenge, a couple years ago. I'll be carrying an aluminum Tokes long-handled spoon. I like a spoon, not a spork. I use a spoon for pretty much everything in my normal life anyway when I'm eating. I don't understand why people use forks other than pasta, like spaghetti, long noodles. But even then, chopsticks. I don't get forks. So I love a spoon. Gonna carry a spoon. It'll be great for my dinners, being able to dig deep because I'm not gonna be eating dinners out of my pot. So being able to scrape a lot with the spoon is great. And then the last thing that's gonna stay consistent in this food bag is this pot, and it's just your standard Tokes 750 mil pot with the hand holder. What do you call that thing? The hand grip? The handle? Handle. Inside, we've got a MSR pocket rocket stove. Really happy with this thing. It's inside of this little Cuban fiber bag. Really enjoy the stove. It's great. You have your standard gas for it, and yeah, excited to cook my dinners, have a hot meal. I thought about cold soaking, but ultimately, yeah, just decided something hot would be nice, especially I'm going to be pushing myself pretty hard. And, you know, while I think I could eat the same cold, gross thing every day, there'll be something nice about being able to heat up water and just have a hot cup of water if I want to, or have a hot meal. So that'll be nice to have. Food-wise, I'm going to be mostly eating Backpackers Pantries for dinner. The chana masala variety is the least expensive, and also has a great great amount of calories and protein compared to some of the other ones. And I really like it. It has pretty terrible reviews, but I mean, I just feel like most people don't really know what Indian food tastes like. It tastes great. I mean, do you like chana masala? It's the chickpeas aren't going to rehydrate. They're going to be terrible, but the rice is going to be instant rice, which is like a 4 out of 10, and the chickpeas are going to be a 2 out of 10, but the flavor's really going to be a 6. So ultimately, I'm excited to eat this like 80 times in the next 4 months. And then for lunch every day, I'm going to be packing these little baggies full of cashews and chia seeds and dried fruit. This is what I'm going to be eating almost every day for lunch. This, as well as a few Cliff Bars and some other snacks that I'll grab along the way. But I did the math, and a few hundred grams of cashews and chia seeds are really all you need in a day, in addition to this chana masala. Calorically, daily value-wise, I really think that these are going to be better for me to eat than, Fritos and bean dip, which is fine for some people. It's just not what I eat in my everyday life, and I don't want to start eating that, and my body will be freaking out if I do that. I do eat cashews and chia seeds all the time, as well as dried fruit, and Backpackers Pantries sometimes. So I'm going to stick with that. I'm going to be shipping myself all of this stuff, repacked all these little bags. They're actually they're non-plastic dog poop bags that I just filled with I ordered the cashews and chia seeds in bulk and just filled up these little doggy bags. And yeah, they're biodegradable, they're non-plastic, just trying to reduce the amount of plastic that I use. Leave no trace. I think kind of also applies to the fact that if I were out there, I would actually be creating more waste than I would in my everyday life due to the amount of snack wrappers and just general debris. So just trying to be conscious of that, trying to put a limit on that. And these dog bags are going to be great for them. So you can say whatever you want in the comments, but I'll be miserable on my own. All right, back to the bag. We've got the last item in the sleep system, which is an 1/8 inch foam pad. And I think it's Gossamer Gear I got this from, but I think it's just a pretty standard thin pad. It goes over top of the Nemo and the Z-Lite. So those three consist of, kind of a flat surface for me to stay warm and stay comfortable on. To stay comfortable on the ground, my tent will be using this Bora Gear Cuban fiber footprint. I got this a few months ago. I'm really excited to use it. Really light, and should keep my tent pretty secure. Speaking of tent, I've got oh man, where's the logo? Would have been great if it was just out. All right, it's the Six Moon Designs Lunar Solo. I don't know where. Oh, there it is. It's a Six Moon Designs Lunar Solo. Like this tent, only uses a trekking pole to set up and a few stakes, which are over here. Just gonna keep them in this bag in the front of my pack so that nothing pokes inside of the pack. It's not really that big of a deal. I've got some MSR or mini groundhogs and one big boy for an anchor. They'll probably break. I'll probably need new ones. Not probably, I definitely will. They'll definitely break. I'll definitely need new ones. So they're not that important. Whatever. They're tent stakes. They're gonna break. Lastly, down here in the bottom of the bag, I'll pull it all out so you can see what it looks like. We've got this little tiny Nilo Flume bag, which we will unseal to reveal. All right, let's quiet this. All right, and now we'll reveal. So this is the puffy jacket that I'm going to be wearing on the trail. It's a Feathered Friends EOS jacket. I've had this thing for about a year and a half now and absolutely love it. Yeah, can't say enough good things about this jacket. I've never had a nicer down jacket. Feathered Friends out of Seattle, responsibly sourced down, they say. You know, it's still, you know, I get it. It's down, whatever. It keeps me warm, and it's going to be staying in this plastic bag for the most part to keep moisture off of it. Mostly moisture from me sweating, but additionally sometimes moisture from the sky. Pulling out of here, we've got an Enlightened Equipment Revelation stock 20 degree. Nothing too exciting with that, just your standard quilt. I do have the straps on it to strap underneath my pad for it to stay a little more secure. Going down here, we've got the extra clothes that I'm going to have, which is extra pair of socks, extra pair of underwear, a balaclava for sleeping, or if my head's really cold in the morning, a pair of Senchi Designs pants, thermal pants. They don't make these generally. I got these before the drops started happening. I just DM'd Senchi and they got them to me. However, unfortunately, I think I know why they don't produce them, and that's because the crotch is like completely blown out. As you can see, I've worn them quite a bit, but that's not great. But I mean, really, they're just tubes to keep my legs warm, and as long as like they stay up on my body, I don't really mind too much. So gonna carry them until they completely fall apart, or maybe I can patch them. It seems like maybe patching them, I don't know. It seems like it would rip again or rip somewhere else because this fabric's so light. So I'm gonna carry those for now. We'll see if anything changes. I'm also gonna have the bag that my jacket actually came in, and at night I'm gonna put some things in this for a pillow. And then lastly, in the plastic to keep the water out is a Hightail Designs stuff sack, which I will be keeping my electronics in. And we'll go through what's in my electronics. So, first things first, we've got a 20,000 milliamp hour Anchor power delivery battery pack that will provide me with hopefully enough power for my very large phone and for my my camera and for my headlamp and other things that I'll need to charge. And down here I'm going to be keeping my permit just because it's going to be keeping dry. Next we'll pull out I've got the Anchor power delivery wall charger with 2 USB-C power delivery ports. Really love this thing. And then I've got 2 USB-C cables, USB-C to USB-C cables that I will use to charge everything. They're kind of a fabric-y material I really like. They're strong, you can roll them up, and they're really durable. And then I've got my battery charger for my DJI, which I'll go over in a moment, but it's got these little batteries. I'm gonna have 3 additional batteries that I can charge, that I'll have charged. And then lastly, the Sea to Summit bug net bag will have all these little goodies in it, which are an adapter for my my carrying clamp, where I can actually clamp my phone onto that for, if I'm shooting something with my phone that I want to clamp onto it, or if I want to just hold my phone a little more sturdy with this clip, I can. I've got a couple of Allen wrenches for my phone, my camera case, as well as some other things. And then I've got a smattering of adapters, a USB-C to micro USB adapter, a USB-A to USB-C adapter, and then 3 USB-C to USB-A adapters. And the reason I have more of these is because I have USB-C cables, and these will be great because I'm assuming a lot of people won't have USB-C to USB-C, so I'll just be able to plug into any USB with this. And yeah, so that's everything that's in my pack. I'll talk about the pack itself now. This is a Nashville Pack cutaway. Really love this pack. It's got the straps on it are more like a running vest, so it actually comes across my chest a lot better than some of the other packs, which I felt, kind of just pulled on my shoulders, and then I had the one chest strap, and then maybe a hip belt would help, but it just always kind of seemed like it was always pulling on my shoulders. This is the first pack I've had where I actually feel like it's really secure, and like the front of me and my whole body is carrying the weight of the pack, as opposed to just my shoulders, which is how I felt before. I've done a lot of training in this with it loaded up to 25 to 30 pounds, and have had no problems at all. Plenty of capacity. I love how long the neck on this is, and I got to pick. This was completely custom. The stitching, I got to choose the color. The buttons, I got to choose the color. I got to choose whether I wanted this back strap, I believe. I know I chose not to have a hip belt. I don't really generally like having a hip belt. I like the chest strap a little more, but the way that this pack rides, it's nice because it kind of, when I am standing properly and have good posture, the pack sits and kind of pushes right there in my back, so it sits really nicely. I don't feel like I need a hip belt for the extra weight. Plus I've already got enough stuff around my hips, which I'll go through now. I've got a Waymark gear fanny pack that I've added a hip belt pocket to, kind of as a dual hip belt fanny pack thing. I really like it. It stays close to me. It's just strapped onto the standard fanny pack. And in here I'm going to be keeping the microphone in this bag that I'm wearing. My Google Pixel Buds, which I really like. These are my everyday headphones, and I have no issues with them, and I like that I don't have a cord hanging out, so easily put them in, and I'll be able to completely close off and not think about anything, just think about walking. Anything else in here? No. I will be keeping my phone in there when I'm moving, just so I'll be able to quickly pull it out and get shots or video. And then this one is my Dji Osmo Action.
I really love this camera because it shoots 4K, 60 frames. It's really durable. I like this this case that I have and this clamp. You can clamp it anywhere really quickly, shoot, you know, a walking video or whatever, and yeah, it's beautiful. Shoots great moving. I have almost no complaints with this camera, and I'm excited to use it. And then also in here, I'm going to be keeping it in this this Thermarest airhead light pillow case to kind of protect the lens. But then also I'm going to have additional batteries in there that are charged up and ready to go. So that's everything that I'm going to be carrying. Let's talk about what's going to be on my body. We talked about my shoes and the Gators earlier. I'm just going to be wearing standard darn tough socks. I showed you my other pair earlier. I'm going to be carrying 2 pairs. Love darn toughs. Never had a problem with them. I'm going to be wearing these Nike running shorts. I like them because they have pockets and they also have a liner on the inside. And then I'm also have a pair of kind of compression shorts, sports boxer brief things that are just another pair of these on underneath, just as like an extra layer against chafing. I'm not too worried about it as running. I feel like I've chafed enough, and at this point I'm chafe free for the most part. So yeah, we'll see what happens in the hot desert. Who knows? Who knows? How can I prepare? So on my body, on my top, I'm going to be wearing, for the most part, I'm probably going to have it tied on, but this Hightail Designs mask. COVID-19 is still a thing, and I'm just going to assume that it's still a thing for as long as possible. Wear a mask wherever I can. It's not really that much of a burden. I like having it tied to me. I can easily pull it up if I'm passing like some day hikers or someone on trail who want to spread my germs to. So it's really not that difficult to wear a mask, and I'm just going to wear one out there just to be on the safe side. On my head, I've got this Brooklyn Dodgers hat, pretty standard. I like wearing the hat because with the sunglasses, it really keeps all of the sun, like it keeps me kind of tunnel vision, and doesn't let the sun come in and bounce off my eyes, and that's no fun. And then I'm also going to be wearing, let's see if I can, I'm going to be wearing this buff, which is also a Hightail Designs buff, but it will be nice so that I can keep my face and neck more protected in the sun from getting sunburned, because the last thing I want to do is get sunburned and be dehydrated, so I'm trying to focus as much as I can on preventing that. So yeah, let's talk about my top. This is what I was going to wear as my mid layer and kind of warmer layer. I love this thing. This is a Dji Designs. I don't even know. I can't remember. I bought it like a year ago off of Reddit, and I can't remember what he called it then. But this is what I was going to wear until a few days ago, when I got. I got this new Dji Designs Lark, I believe it was called, hoodie, which actually has the label on it. This one was just a prototype that I ordered, well, like I said, off of Reddit, and as you could tell from while I was wearing it, it was quite baggy. Came up, rode a little high on me, and was a little wide. It's still, I mean, I probably wore it almost every day since I bought it. It's super light, super breathable, super comfortable. In comes the morning, honey, nuts with